Skip Westcott is the best Spider-Man villain.
Hey, I think we're at ESU. Or let's go look for a sign to confirm. NYC, I don't know what this is. I've never been to New York, except in the world of fantasy. I am getting real tired of your shit, whoever's driving this. Yeah, I think Spider-Man never ends up actually finally learning how to drive. I know for a while he needed, like, quick money, so he started trying to take a test to learn how to drive a taxi. And he kept going, well, yeah, we could just cut over that building. And then the instructor was like, you mean go over it? How the hell would you do that? And then Peter's like, oh, never mind. Relatable. Anyway, yeah, hi, part 3. So, this weekend wasn't really good to record one of these. I had to wait until Monday, assuming this goes up on Monday. I'm gonna really try for it. But, gee, what do I gotta do for missions? Oh, wow, race medals, alright. But, I was gonna try and get this up on Sunday, and then ended up spending most of that day working on, the Arkham Knight review, which is getting closer and closer. In fact, it's... I don't know, I don't know how I would quantify its level of done right now, if it's, like, half done, or 75%, but... I got through editing all of the hard parts, basically, and the rest of it will be rather easy. Wow, I overshot that by a lot. I was expecting that to, why, is this one of the hard races? Uh-oh. I could swear I went through that. Oh my god. I'm not gonna get a medal for this, aren't I? That's something that you could just say a lot in everyday situations. I'm not gonna get a medal for this. But do it anyway. Oh my god, I swear, I saw the inside of it. This is embarrassing. This is just... I don't know if I can live with myself after that one. Yes, we'll retry it. So, I've got another round of questions from the comments from part 1. Here, let's hope I can do a little better this time. We're already off to a great start. You know, it would be helpful if I wasn't talking while I was doing this, but that doesn't make for a very interesting video, now does it? What's my favorite Ultimate Spider-Man story arc? Honestly, there's a lot of good ones, but I think, all of my favorites are actually any of the ones with the Kingpin. If there's any character that Brian Michael Bendis can write really well, I think it's Wilson Fisk, and I always love whenever he has a story with him. And I just love the dialogue between Spider-Man and Kingpin, because there's a lot of scenes of just them, like, sort of just kind of talking at each other. Like, they often... It's never really a fist fight. It's more of them just kind of arguing their different points of view about whether one of them is an asshole or not. And while Wilson Fisk most certainly is an asshole, he sure thinks he isn't. And I think it's the way he's written is really interesting, and I like those stories. I think he's actually the most interesting Ultimate Spider-Man villain. Because Ultimate Green Goblin, this is another question, the Ultimate version of Norman Osborn is a little obnoxious because his motivation keeps changing for no reason. It seems like one minute he absolutely loves Harry Osborn and wants him to be a successor, and then the next he wants to kill him, and then the next he's disappointed with him, and then the next he wants to have Peter be his son, and then the next he just wants to ruin Peter's life forever. And you could argue the same problem kind of applies to the original version of Green Goblin, but it's not quite as bad. Alright, here's a fun one. Fun. What? For some reason I have an accent, even though I don't have an accent. I just habitually mispronounce things.
The next thing I remember is feeling some kind of...
That's our boy, Eddie Brock.
I don't get it. Where's the suit?
The suit! The suit did this!
Where is the suit? Read your intel. Boys?
You know, if I had to think of one of my least favorite Spider-Man villains, I think it's actually, in both universes, Silver Sable. I don't know what it is about her. She just, like, is not interesting at all, for some reason. Like, sometimes... I don't know, maybe it depends on the writer, but, like, when she was introduced, she just kind of, I was more interested in when that time she recruited Sandman and they became, like, buddies, and Sandman was a good guy for a while. Remember that time Sandman was a member of the Avengers? Like, no one ever talks about that. He was, like, the coolest guy in the 80s. He was, like, so nice. And the only reason he was a member of the Sinister Six is because... I'm just throwing people. Is because, Doc Ock was, like, threatening to hurt a bunch of people that, he was living with. Because I guess when you're an ex-supervillain, finding an apartment is rough, so, Sandman was just living with this family who were like, hey, we'll take you in. Hey, yeah, I remember now. It was that story where Doc Ock tried to convince everyone that he was going to put some kind of chemical in the atmosphere that would kill everyone. But then it was actually that he put a chemical in the atmosphere that just cured everyone of the ability to be addicted to, like, cocaine. So everyone in the world who has an addiction to cocaine is now allergic to it. Like, ingesting cocaine puts people into violent convulsions. And then he just was like, yeah, and I have the cure right here. So if any of you out there are having horrible withdrawals, you can just, like, take it up with me. That was a cool story. And then he put a hole in the ozone layer and then had to undo it and make it so everyone liked cocaine again. I think that was... I can't remember if that was before or after he tried to cure AIDS. Doc Ock did a lot of really cool, weird bullshit in the 80s. You know, I think it's kind of funny as a gameplay choice that enemies don't give you a lot of health and you have to eat like 50 of them to fill up. It's like chicken wings from that commercial. And the only way to actually get your health back is to consume any random nearby civilians. Hey, wait a minute, I recognize this. This is that store. Yeah, I like that. I like the detail that all of the collateral damage that Rhino left behind stays for the rest of the game and then gets repaired over time. How many people did... Okay, let me ask. If, like, this massive military operation is going on where, like, 60 people are shooting guns at Eddie Brock at one time in the middle of Queens, where the hell is Spider-Man? Like, I can go to his house right now. It's right over there. Oh, bullshit, I got hit by that car. Dude, I eat cars. I shouldn't get hurt by getting hit by them. I think it's more disturbing, like, that Venom isn't even killing anyone right now. Like, in universe, he's just eating everyone, and that's it. That's all they're seeing. It's just him continually suffocating and murdering, like, 30 people. Oh, I forgot Venom's normal jump kind of sucks. There's, like, no reason you would ever use this jump because you have this one. What are some other questions? Will I play Spider-Man PS4 when it comes out? No, because... Well, not unless I've played it and reviewed it first. Because doing a Let's Play as your first time playing something, I know from personal experience with those old ones I used to do before I started doing comic book stuff. when you're doing a Let's Play of something for the first time, instead of just playing it like you normally would, it kind of affects your perception and you're not able to pay attention to it the way you normally would. I picked this game for the first full Let's Play that I'm going to actually finish. Boy, that heavy rain was... yeah. But I picked this game because I know enough about it that I can play it and not miss everything. Like, I know what happens, and I know how to play it. You know, I always feel bad whenever people kind of shit-talk Let's Players for not being really great at video games, because while you're talking, you're not exactly focused enough to be, like, really good at something, so... I can understand why, like, Pat from Two Best Friends Play. Like, that, I know that guy is notorious for getting, like, yelled at for being bad at stuff. But I don't feel any... like, I don't feel like it's his fault. It's really hard to do this sort of thing. I have a lot of respect for people who can just, like, do Let's Plays every day, because, boy, do I have to be in, like, the perfect mood to do this. Oh, and for people who are asking about the frame rate of the videos, here, I'll show you what the game looks like for a few seconds without my edits post-processing. This is what the footage looks like for PS2 games. I have no idea what causes it. I have no idea how to stop it from happening, other than to just go in and change the frame rate manually when I'm editing the video. Hopefully whatever I did this time will make it a little bit smoother. Like, each episode it gets a little better, just because this game... well, I use a capture card, and I guess it records in a certain amount of frames, and unless the game I'm playing runs in those frames, it just gets confused, and then just starts adding a bunch of extra ones for no reason.
Lovely.
Back to our boy Pete. Hopefully I don't have a whole bunch of busy... ugh, okay. Ooh, 4 consecutive attacks. Let's go sit on this person's roof and test that out. Actually, I think this is MJ's house. Ooh, cool. That'll be useful. What a bland backyard. There's like... hey, I think this is the spot where Gwen died. Like, right about here. In this universe. I think Ultimate Universe's version of Carnage is boring as shit because he has no personality and he's yet another fucked up clone. I don't know, like, there seems to be a lot of characters in the Ultimate Universe that had a lot more personality for them in the original, and then Bendis kind of writes them to just be, like, just drooling monster that Peter has to hit a bunch of times. Like, I think the original universe version of Venom is far more interesting because he has conflict and a personality and he has stuff going on internally, and you know, he's got to deal with things like, I have this monster inside of me and it wants to do bad things and I want to not do bad things. While as like the Ultimate Universe version of Eddie is kind of introduced as a shitty person just for the sake of being a shitty person. Like he's all macking on Gwen and acting really creepy despite the fact that she's underage. Where is that combat tour? Wait, I know where it is. And then, you know, he gets the suit and then he's just kind of like, I'm fine with this, I like it. Like, the Ultimate Universe version of Eddie Brock, I think comparatively has, like, no qualms about murdering people. And he actually kind of enjoys it. Neat. Get you around the corner. Nice. I think I'm getting better at playing and talking for sure, though. Oh, I said right as I got hit. Alright, fine. You asked for it. Alright, do it. Do the thing. No, not that thing. This thing. Yeah, there we go. that is only there to embarrass him. That does nothing to hurt bad guys. It's just a cool thing. Thank you, Mr. Health Pickup. I don't know why I wait to pick those up every time, because I don't really need them, but, like, they feel like an incentive. Like, just the noise it makes my brain go, I did good. Other questions. I'm not looking at the screen right now. I'm looking over the... It's hard to multitask like this. I'm just hitting the same 2 buttons. I love that move. I should do that one more often. If I made a Spider-Man movie, what would it be about and why? That's a good question. Well, you know, I think the origin is not as overdone. Holy shit, dude. Let's maybe settle down with that. Whoa, whoa. Could you stop, please? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think the origin isn't nearly as overdone as people say it is. Like, I don't mind seeing Spider-Man's origin because I like it as a story. Oh, God. Oh. Well. That's embarrassing. I think I would like to see, here's the thing, though, is I actually am getting kind of tired of seeing Spider-Man do high school things, because I did a video a couple years back where I was saying that I wanted to see a young actor for Spider-Man, but now that I think about it, I want to see a young actor for his origin, but when you think of all the, the classic Spider-Man stories and all the cool stuff that happens, usually it's after he gets out of high school when the good stuff starts. Like, high school is just a lot of setup. And, like, everything interesting seems to happen around the time he's in college or beyond. So I would set something more around the time Spider-Man's, like, 25, at least. Which I guess the Sam Raimi movies did. But, I don't know, they just... There was some issues with Spider-Man 3. I'd want to see Maximum Carnage as a movie, because you don't have to set up every individual character. You just kind of have to have them there just because they're cool. Like, you could play it off sort of like how Guardians of the Galaxy is done, where, but with the villains, where it's just like you give a short rundown of who they are and maybe a scene to introduce them on their own. And then just have them join up with Carnage for his crazy murder massacre thing that he's doing. Because I like the moral dilemma Spider-Man finds himself in that story, is that, like, everyone he shacks up with to go fight Carnage in his bad guys are all like a bunch of kind of violent 90s anti-heroes, like Cloak and Dagger and Venom and others. I think Black Cat was there. And they're all kind of going, hey, we should kill Carnage and his family of idiots, just because, like, why not? And Peter has to constantly argue for, like, why on earth would you let a person like Carnage live? I mean, that also happened to be during that time that Spider-Man's, his parents came back as androids, and I would probably omit that part, but, you know. You know what? Also, Kraven's Last Hunt would be a cool movie. Or, I don't know, actually. It might be a cool episode of a TV show. I actually think, after reading the original series, that Spider-Man would probably make a way better long-running TV series than a movie. Because it has so many characters and so many long-running events and so many things that just, like, come back and have consequences. If you gave it the budget of, like, Game of Thrones, I think it could absolutely work. And it could be the new Walking Dead. Because Walking Dead is based on a comic, but that's, like, America's favorite TV show. You know? So I think Spider-Man would fit better there. And, you know, people don't want to talk about it, but I think one day when the Marvel Cinematic Universe finally winds down and kind of ends, the next logical step would maybe to do some kind of television universe or something.
I can't find the words to describe.
Ooh, missions.
Let's plays are cheap and easy.